bright hard cam, putting the blood in line. It's that Samoan slam, slam, slam. Zero set the stage, money talk that talk. Leslie break it down, faith ready to rock. From high chief dreams to the Uso walk. Every name they drop got that tribal stock. Call for Roman, hear the crowd all rise. Jimmy J with that twin locked eyes. Solo with the stare like a storm in the sky. When they speak on the bloodline, you know it's do or die. Hey, putting the blood in line. We keep the stories alive from the...
Yeah, well, that mucked up then. Sorry about that. Yeah, we'll show another edition of Putting the Blood in Line. Yeah, I'm Zero as normal, and I'm joined by the I'm joined by my free co-host this week. So should we go along the line and do this then? No. Oh. Who wants to go first?
Let's go.
Yeah, who wants to go first? Introduce yourselves, really. Might as well. Want to go along?
Well,
go along?
First.
Funny?
Hey everyone,
Yeah.
my name is WrestleFaith, and I am the final boss of ATD.
Hey everybody, my name is Leslie. Y'all know Wise Woman of ATD. And to last but not least, and the best, there you go.
And I am Monty. I am the Tribal Chiefess of Acknowledged Dynasty podcast, writer, mom extraordinaire. How you doing?
Yeah, so welcome again this week. Obviously this week we do have a WrestleFaith with us. Couldn't join us for the last show, but you're here now. As per normal, if anyone wants to join in with the show, please don't hesitate to join in with the comments, and we'll get your comments up on screen as much as what we can do. So we've got to start with this week then. We will obviously get into the Bloodline news at the end, but first of all, two major things that happened on Raw. Let's quickly talk about these. So first one, Finn Balor took out by the Judgment Day by probably, I would say, the second greatest luchador in history, Dominic Mysterio. In that it's you know where he got that from, to take out people like that from his deadbeat dad, didn't he, basically? So that's where he got his skills to take people down like that. But yeah, what do we think about Finn now, really? Do we think he's going to do well as a single star again, or do we think he's going to team up with someone? Because obviously, he hasn't even got his good friend JD don't Google me anymore, as I like to call him. But yeah, so what do we think about that, Finn Balor? And that really,
I think a singles run is definitely what is best for business with Finn Balor right now. I am excited to see this. I know that we do have the AAA match this Friday. Mm-hmm. Fingers crossed. I'm hoping that Dom retains, because I would like to see him face the Demon at WrestleMania for that title. But that's just me, though.
Yeah. Who else? Anyone else? Want to join?
I think Finn will do great. I have been popping like a fangirl since he's brought back his old theme, and he's doing the little. I love it. I love everything about it, and it's about time. Finn, I feel like Finn got held back being a part of Judgment Day, honestly, because he, after a while, got overshadowed by Rhea and Damian quite a bit. And he just kind of fell to the wayside. So I'm excited to see. Plus, hashtag, as we say in other groups, hashtag man panties for life. Bring back the man panties.
Man panties.
Man panties. What do you think, Leslie?
I can't add much to it. I'm just really excited for Finn. Finn's always been kind of deep down one of my favorites. And so it's nice to see him finally break away. I always felt he was a better singles competitor anyways, especially when you do bring out my favorite side of Finn Balor. You get the Demon. Everything is so much better. And so much, I guess it's the dramatic and theatrics of it. But also something clicks when he's to that point, right? So I think this beatdown, did I like it at first? No, I couldn't stand it. It made me mad. But then, I don't know who said it, but someone may have mentioned that it was necessary because that's what's going to draw that Demon out. So I think I have a feeling the next time, if not, maybe not the next time, but we're going to see that Demon real soon, and I'm so excited about that. So yes, ready to see what he does.
I do have one more thing to add. Raquel,
Yeah,
girl,
on,
count your days.
Yeah, I think Raquel's gone. Yeah, I do. Yeah, yeah. Let's have a look at the comments. TJ's in the comments. Hello, TJ. I recognise that username anywhere. Said hello, late. Good. Oh, I'll read that again. I can't see shit through this mask. Good late afternoon / early morning to you all. And then he then said hashtag stop the man briefs. Only the final boss wears them properly, unless man is afraid to wear them.
He ain't afraid. He ain't afraid to wear them.
Now we not trying to bring out the stallion again, okay?
Oh Lord Jesus.
We're not trying to bring out the stallion, all right? It's already bad enough that we have to sit there and I have to call Leslie whenever the Empire is doing too much.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say, Leslie, it is 4:00 in the afternoon and they are talking about inappropriate things about Roman Reigns today.
They are talking about those body parts that
Leslie, it is 4:00. My child is getting home from school and they are talking
Leslie,
about
now
body
look,
parts.
don't get stuff banned now. I do have a question.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be good. We'll be good.
I went back. I have this whole routine. I go back and watch the Raws and SmackDowns after I've calmed down, so that I can see things that maybe I didn't see because I was all hyped up or whatever. Did you notice that when Liv Morgan was in that corner that's right behind where JD is in the picture, she was in that corner for quite some time, and Finn Balor was right in front of her, and she never once grabbed him to stop him from attacking Dominic.
No, I didn't know that. I didn't notice that. That's a good spot. That's quite interesting. I mean, could then she be turning on Dom? That's the thing. I don't know.
And I guess I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I guess my final thing it wouldn't have bothered me as bad if it was just the guys that jumped in, but I guess if you want to add, to the storyline, insult to whatever, it's that the ladies jumped in and normally I'll be like cool with it, but I'm like, come on, it's Finn. He ain't done nothing to y'all. He's done nothing but tried to, I don't know. I didn't like that too much, but I'm like, my thing was like, stay in your lane, girls. This isn't your fight, but I don't know. I may get called out.
Yeah.
I don't care, but.
No, that's fair enough. Anything else? Anyone else on that one? Or anything before we move on?
All I gotta say is the fact that they jumped in, equal rights, equal fights. Now the demon has a reason to destroy all of Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Including, I would like to see Finn versus Raquel. I reckon that could be pretty cool. For that one.
I don't
know who would win that fight, but I reckon Raquel would win that one personally, and that it's I don't know. That's just my thoughts on that one, but right. So before we move on, then, so I've got comments here. Polaris has tuned into the show. I've got my tribal flag in the air, like Jacob. He's basically what I said. So hello, Polaris. Welcome to Putting the Blood in Line. So next bit of news then that we need to talk about is probably the greatest match in history has now been made for next week's Raw. This one, El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano. This is WrestleMania caliber match. This one is, and that with the proper El Grande versus the fake El Grande. I hope fake El Grande loses and gets fired, but probably not. That's the thing. But there was a theory that I heard is that it's going to end in DQ or something, and then they're then going to do a mask versus mask match at WrestleMania. To then finally reveal who one of the it would obviously be they'll reveal who one of them is. So we still obviously don't know who's behind those masks and everything like that. It's going to be the greatest reveal in history, basically, that WWE's ever done. So, I'm hoping it's the fake El Grande so he can actually disappear, because he deserves to be fired basically and gone and shot out of a cannon and whatever else basically. Because he's identity theft of one of the greatest luchadors in history he's done there. But what do we think about the whole El Grande thing at the moment, and obviously what happened on Raw as well, where the original El Grande has now been cursed by Danhausen. Do we think that curse could carry on, or not to next week's match?
I mean, just to say this right now, I love me some Danhausen, all right? Danhausen is very camp, and I love me some camp. So the simple fact that he cursed the fake El Grande, let's go. Yeah. Let's see what happens. It hasn't worked out well for anybody that gets cursed. So
my question is, does the curse have an end date? Like when Danhausen curses somebody, is the curse until the bad stuff happens to them, or does the curse keep going?
I don't know. That's a very good question, because actually that could also affect Dom, because of course because Dom got cursed, didn't he? So that could affect Dom. So it's a very good question. I don't know on that one. But no, it's hopefully it continues on. So then the original El Grande loses. For that, like I said, he should lose every single time and get a mask and everything, because we need to find out who that imposter is, because I still don't know who it is.
Well,
nobody seems to know. Not really.
I hope that the real Grande Americano is okay. I saw he had a wound on his arm when he came out to the ring on Monday. So I hope he's all right, because that looked pretty bad.
I think he's all right. He's greatest luchador in history, so he'll get over it. He'll be fine. Basically, So considering obviously he got buried on Monday, he I'm still not happy about that he got completely buried on Monday. But no. Any more that we want to bring up about this match really next week? What do we think? Like, do we think it's going to be probably one of the greatest matches in history, or is it just going to be like a silly match, or what really? Like, what do you think?
Shenanigans.
I agree.
I predict shenanigans.
Yeah.
I don't think the fake Americano makes it to the ring again. What happened to him on Monday? We can all assume he got jumped backstage, and that's why he couldn't make it out. But we don't know. He just disappeared.
Don't know. He could have been shoved inside that crate, but I don't know. They could have just shoved inside that crate and shipped him somewhere, probably to AEW. I don't know. Something like that. Nice. They exchanged him for Danhausen.
Lord. Straight up trade.
So straight up trade. Fake El Grande for Danhausen. It makes sense, really. They could do that one. But yeah, so anyone else want to bring anything up before we move on to comments and stuff? Really? Anything?
Nope.
No? Anyone? Nope. Okay, right. So TJ Tamana said Danhausen cursed Dom and by proxy cursed the Judgment Day. And because Finn was kicked out, he's technically free. Keyword technically. So yeah, that brings up a good point. So now does Finn now basically win this?
That.
But can Danhausen curse a demon?
Probably not. That's the thing. Yeah, that's a very good question. That is a very good question, actually. Yeah, can he curse a demon? Very, very good question. That one is. It was then TJ Enterman said Chad Gable would be revealed since he was cursed. I still don't think it's Chad Gable. I still think it's going to be someone who we don't expect, like Vince McMahon or something. He's been training and stuff, and he could be behind that. He could be behind that thing now, or if it's not Vince, it could be anyone really.
I think it's Vince's Bentley that he wrecked. That's what I think.
Probably.
It's Vince's Bentley.
And then TJ Tamana said Zero is going ham. So yeah, with the whole El Grande thing, but no, it's fine. It's fine. I'll accept that. Yes, I was going ham with that one, but it was perfectly fine. That one was. So yeah, that's roughly everything. What else happened this week? I'm trying to think. Much else happened? I can't remember now. I've slept since then, so I don't know. that's the problem.
I know WWE said, it was put out that they signed 4 new people to NXT.
Yes, it has been, yeah. And because Kendall Gray's now dropped the title as well on Evolve, so she's gone up full time. They've signed a lot of new indie talents as well after the tryouts and stuff. So yeah, there's going to be a lot more people coming in, but then that replaced the ones going up, won't it, to main roster?
I'm so confused about one of the choices, and I guess we'll just have to see. But she's a Twitch streamer. From the research I've done, she's a Twitch streamer with no wrestling background.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's a bit of a strange one. I've not seen that one. And that, yeah, I've not seen that at all, really. But yeah, so that's that one there. Let's have a look at. Oh, Ryan's in the comments. Hi, Ryan. Hey, everybody. He said. So yeah, there we go. Right. So we know what time it is now, don't we? Let's load this up and let's get into it.
Now it's time for the main event of putting the blood in line.
I love that.
No.
Oh, you're muted.
You're muted, Zero.
Or am I? I'm
You're
not
back now.
Am I fine now?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, about now. Okay, right. So yeah, okay, then, yeah. I don't know what happened there. Then I must have lagged. So yeah, so one of the very first things then that we need to talk about then. So on Raw this week, the show ended with a bit of a big promo in relation with CM Punk and the Usos, and obviously making the apologies. Now I will say, obviously, this week I have got head Jay. We haven't got hairless Jay like we had last time. Where I shaved in bald and everything.
Don't do that.
Which I was going to display that one again, but I thought this time we had Faith on the show and she might curse me out or something on the show. So I thought I better not this time, So, that was the reason behind it. But yeah, I can't get another account banned. We'll get into that later on. But we spoke about that all there. But yeah, so what did you ladies think about that promo then? Do you think what really about the promo really, and where do we think it's going to lead to next for it? No.
I got a lot to say, so I'll go last.
Got it. Okay.
Right. I mean, I can go first. Leslie, you can go first.
I'll go. I guess I could go ahead because I always keep it short and sweet. So, okay. So of course we know what happened. They come out seeking an apology. It's CM Punk. He's not going to give it. He's going to go on. And what does he continue to do? He continues to bring up other names, which is still at this time to me inappropriate. You know what? And people are like, well, they come out there and they said, and I'm sure everybody else is going to touch on this too, a lot better than I will. They said themselves, they didn't come out there for Roman. They came out basically representing the family and the family as a whole. I'll let Faith get into more of that part of it, but it's just, I don't know. It's just going to get, we're going to see more. We're going to see more. It's just going to get more personal, and it's going to get more, if the fans that are like me, they're going to be ready to cuss out Uncle Phil and throw things at the TV and all that. But I'm interested to see my reaction, to be honest, to sum everything up with this. I'm interested to see what Roman has to say about them stepping out like that. Whether he's going to be like, cool, you defended the family. It's about the family, or if he's going to react another way, in the way of saying, this is my fight. Let me handle this. I want to do this on my own. Because if we recall, he was telling them, nobody believes I can do anything on my own. So is it going to be like, good job, thank you, representing the family? Or is it going to be like, why did you do that? Because I want to do this on my own type deal. So that's my thought. Right. It's going to get personal. I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't think, and this is just me, and I know people are saying, well, Roman didn't apologize about Dusty. Okay, this whataboutism is not going to help the argument. I don't think Philip really understands. Let me call him Philip. I don't think CM Punk truly understands what is on Roman's mind. I think that he is trying to push every single button Roman has, and it's going to backfire.
Yeah.
When he made the comment about burying him next to his dad, he said that he left him gobsmacked. No, you didn't. That man let you walk away because that man is not thinking the way you're thinking.
No.
That is a very dangerous thing. Samantha Irvin even said it. It's scary that he let him walk away. I don't think that he fully understands, and I've said this on our lives many times, this is not about a title. This is not about whatever the hell CM Punk is talking about. This is about an ass whooping. I don't think that he truly cares about the title. I think that Roman is like, oh, okay, yeah, I mean, you know, and I get a prize afterwards. I'm going to beat your ass and I'm going to get a prize afterwards. That's fine. This is truly about respect on both ends. But I also get the feeling that if Roman says the following statement, which is, you know, the reason why you got your job back is so I could whoop your ass, it might be the end of CM Punk as a whole. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Faith.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Faith.
All right. So here at first, I'm going to go back to last week. At first, I was pissed. I'm going to just be 100%. I did not enjoy the whole bury you next to your dad line. But then this segment happened. And actually, it was the backstage segment that started piquing my interest and kind of changing the way I saw all this. When Jackie asked Jimmy and Jay, hey, do you have anything to say to Punk about what he said about your family? And Jay, being the hothead, said, no, I ain't got nothing to say to Punk. And Jimmy being the cool, and Jimmy's like, he tapped him almost to say like, hey, remember, we do got something to say. And then Jimmy said, yeah, maybe we do have something to say. Then this segment happened. And everybody has been focusing on, well, Punk is right. Roman never apologized to Jay. Roman never apologized what he said to Dusty. Let me give you some receipts real quick. Number one, Roman did apologize to Jay. It was just not in the way that everybody thought it was going to come out. On that segment where Jay went to SmackDown before they went to Riyadh, a year ago? For the match with Solo and Tama and Tangaloa and all that, and Jacob was with Solo then. Jimmy invited Jay to SmackDown and said, look, Tribal Chief's gonna be there. Let's talk it out. Jay laid down, I'm not gonna be the same person. You're not gonna be telling me what to do. You're not gonna mentally and emotionally abuse me anymore. You're not going to do any of that. And if I see any disrespect, I'm out. The apology came when Roman said yeet. Because what has been his whole thing since Jay walked away and came back on Monday Night Raw, you're not allowed to say yeet. So that was the apology to Jay. Number two, when the boys came out, and CM Punk just automatically assumes that Roman is sending them out there to do him harm or to, fight his battles or be Roman's mouthpiece. They made it clear several times, this isn't about Roman. This is about something totally different than that. And Jimmy told him, you said you the voice of the voiceless and our uncle has no voice. We need you to apologize. In Samoan culture, it's a certain way of life. It's called Fa'a Samoa. And if you pay disrespect to someone that recently passed, the family has to get that back in two ways. They either going to get it back in blood, or you apologize so the one that passed away can hear it, see it, and they can, everything is done. The respect is back in the family. But if you don't do that, you got a whole ass whooping coming. And the one to deliver that is the one that's the head of the family. And who's the head of the family? Who wears the Ulafala? None other than one Roman Reigns. So I'm excited.
On the stage there we go. I'll put him up now.
I'm there. He is there, man. I am excited, Lord. If he ever looked at me like that, whatever you want, sir. But I'm excited to see. I want to see if they're going to keep the culture in it this time. Are they going to keep the culture in the storyline? Other than saying bloodline rules or tribal combat, are we going to see that Fa'a Samoa play out? And are we going to see what they call Fa'a Loa Loa, which is respect, getting that respect back for their deceased uncle? I also think Punk he was just throwing out stuff to kind of justify the fact that Roman didn't have to apologize what he said to Dusty. Why should he have to apologize what he said about Sika? I'm going to say this and I'm going to be done with it. The reason Roman doesn't need to apologize about what he said to Dusty is because he made it clear that he has the utmost respect for Dusty. He said that in a promo when he was standing in the ring with Cody Rhodes on SmackDown. And he did that impersonation of Dusty.
Baby, you have it. You got it, baby. You got it. You can bottle it up and tell it if you wanted to.
When he did that, he said, I would never, because the crowd was like, oh, don't do that. And he said, look, I would never disrespect Dusty. I have a love for Dusty. Everybody here got a love for Dusty. But he said his son, I'll disrespect. And all y'all can hold on to is the fact that he said in Vegas during the WrestleMania 40 build that Cody was irrelevant like his dad. That's what y'all want to hold on to and kind of equate him saying that to this man saying, I'm going to bury you next to your father.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty bad. Yeah. Well, whilst we've got the tribal chief up on the screen, let's take some predictions to what we think before I get into some news at the end of it. What do we think that Roman might potentially say next week, and how bad do we think the promo is going to be? Because of course he's back on Raw. So, what do we think? Is he going to completely destroy CM Punk this week, or is it just going to build and build and build, like letting Punk gradually chip away at him, so then he like completely just annihilates him at WrestleMania? What do we think really might happen on Raw?
I think that he's going to gradually let it build until, because Russell, again, like I've said it to the girls on Monday, I'm gonna say it again, everybody else here, we are going to a funeral night 2. We are all gonna wear black. No, we are not bringing anything for the repass. This is God's plan. It has to happen.
I think we see a build. I don't think he's going to put his hands on Punk right now. I think we see a build, and I think we see Roman and the two gentlemen behind me have a conversation backstage or in the ring. I think it has to happen at this point, because now CM Punk, not only has he paid disrespect to his deceased a deceased man, who, by the way, if you didn't know, Sika was a high chief, just letting you know that. But he's paid disrespect to that, and now Roman can go back to the twins, because what's the one thing he's been telling them this whole time? Don't trust Punk, and it's all about family. So I think we see interaction between Roman, Jimmy, and Jay. Not to have Roman and Jimmy and Jay help him at Mania, because I believe Roman still wants to do it himself. But to help Jimmy and Jay understand, we got to be about family. I really want to see what I've been calling the tribal Usos. I want to see them come out in a way we've never seen them come out before because of this. But I think Roman doesn't touch CM Punk until we get closer to Mania.
What are you gonna say? What do you think?
As for me, you basically pretty said it. He's not gonna put hands on him just yet. He is, but rest assured, he's already several steps ahead of Punk. As for like the verbals that he's not going to unload, I don't know what he's going to say, or I know he isn't going to touch him. I don't know what he's going to say, but those verbal clips are not going to be emptied all at once. It's going to come gradually. He's going to give Punk something to go home and think about for the next time they come face to face all throughout the rest of this. So you got to remember, we talk about it all the time, what Triple H said about it as far as the proverbial passing of the Cerebral Assassin title. And I think he is if there's a way to say it, Roman is your new one. He's thinking. You didn't get the emotion. You didn't get that. Yes, it was true what Samantha said. That's the worst thing that he could have let go. It's not put hands on him because, again, he's thinking. So,
yeah.
I do feel again, like I said before, it's going to get personal. How personal, that remains to be in question. So I don't know. I'm just like, no matter where you stand on this feud, both fandoms, so to speak, better be ready. We're gonna get hit with some stuff, and Punk fans gonna get hit with some stuff and be like, "Oh my god!" But I'm here for it. I'm ready.
There are two things. Well, go ahead, Zero. Go ahead.
Yeah. I think we're gonna have a Larry comment. I think Roman's gonna blast out a Larry comment on Monday, if anything. No, definitely. That comment about Larry is definitely coming. I can sense it now, especially after the dad thing. 100% he's going to say something about Larry. He's got to really to retaliate back. And that
I said that I wanted Roman to come out and be like, "You gonna bury me and put me next to my father?" Nah, I'm gonna cremate you and put you on the shelf next to Larry. I need to hear that, Roman. I need to hear it.
What I wanted was, I was saying this yesterday on Uncut when I was doing it, is what Roman should have done this week, or what they should have done this week, was just have a image appear on the Tron of just Roman next to a grave with Larry on it, and Roman just going like that or something, basically, just like just Larry on the grave, and then Roman just next to it, just like posing next to it. So they should have just put that on it when Punk came out, or just pointing at the grave and so the Triple H pointing. But no, should have done that. But no, they couldn't do that. They let me down on that front. That could have been quite funny, but
no, they quite deep. That with the caption, "Larry acknowledges me."
Yeah.
Not mean with it.
In all honesty, a lot of what CM Punk was saying, Roman has heard before. You don't show up to work. You use your cousins to win matches. You do this, you do that. We've heard this shit before. He's heard it before.
Yeah.
A simple, you saying the same shit said to me 2 months ago. You saying the same shit this person said to me. Do you have anything? The only thing that you came up new was mentioning my dad.
Yeah.
He can do that.
I also think we are seeing an ascension. I think I know what Roman is, the original tribal chief. And I have had a hard time a little bit with him being labeled original tribal chief instead of just tribal chief. Because there's no usurper anymore, right? So why I keep calling him original tribal chief? And then I thought, because it'll have something to do with the twins. But what I think it is, that's this level of Roman. I think he's in an ascension to high chief. And I think we'll see that high chief maybe culminate at WrestleMania 43, where he officially received that title. So.
And that is why he said this only works one way. He has to do this by himself.
Yeah.
The twins can't help him. He's going to walk to that ring alone.
Yep.
He's going to do it by himself alone. But I do want to point this out as well. Roman said something to the twins a while back about not trusting anybody but family. CM Punk has just proven him right.
Yeah.
Well,
very true.
And Punk should have listened about not trusting not trusting the Usos because what did Roman say?
Roman,
they've been telling me everything you've been complaining about.
They messy.
Yeah.
And he said, I know about your backup plan, which I'm very curious about that.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out when it comes to WrestleMania. Right. So before we move on to some of the bits of news in relation to Bloodline, TJ in the comments to man said, SM and I were talking about a rumor floating around. Roman still wins the title. Remember what Evolution did to Randy with by orders of the tribal chief. That's what he basically said, first of all. So it could be that way somehow, so he obviously it does that way. And then he also then said he's not going to talk about his Punk's family. He's going to allow Punk to bury himself physically, mentally, emotionally, and physically, which causes Punk to go fully heel after WrestleMania. Yeah, I can see that happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's that's that then. So moving on then. So some news today. It came down that WWE are looking to add stipulations to some of the big matches at WrestleMania. I can confirm that one of those matches is going to be the Roman Reigns and CM Punk match. It's going to have a stipulation attached to it. Now, I don't know what the stipulation is going to be. They're still deciding on it, but it's not going to be a straightforward one-on-one match. And that, so it's this is literally going to be a burial of CM Punk at the end of it. I don't think it's going to be Bloodline rules. I don't think they're going to want to go back to that one again. But it's going to be something, probably like just a no DQ or something like that, basically, just so then they can do that way. Because don't forget, to be able to set up 43, a certain bald-headed Samoan needs to show up at some point, whether that's during the match or whether that's after the match. So that would justify that, really. But that match will 100% have a stipulation attached to it. I don't know, what stipulations do we think? Yeah.
I'm just trying to connect the dots. So now that we know that this match is going to have a stipulation, and the fact that Punk and everybody is harping on the statement that Punk made about Roman's dad, and he used a particular word in that, and the word was bury. Could they bring back that buried alive match?
Never know. Could do. No, it could be anything, really. I don't know what the stipulation is. All I know is that there's going to be a stipulation attached to the match, but I don't know which one it is because they're still sort of debating on which stipulation it's going to be. But it's definitely going to have one attached to it.
Roman lost the title during a stipulation match. He's gone back-to-back WrestleManias with L's.
Yeah.
This WrestleMania, he has to win it with the stipulation.
Yeah. It's not a big thing.
But it could be no holds barred.
Yeah, I think if anything, that's what they're going to bring up as Punk's backup plan. Is it'll be Punk who'll rack the stipulation on. So rather than just having that one-on-one match, that'll be Punk's backup plan. He'll turn around and say, my plan is I want to make this a no DQ, or, I want to make this whatever kind of match it is. So everyone's expecting Punk's backup plan is, he's bringing out someone, or he's got some kind of extra Samoan or something up his sleeve or something. But personally, I believe that it's going to be that Punk's going to set a stipulation for it. And that in the end, it's going to be one which is going to either upset a lot of people, or it's going to be this could be the end of CM Punk, basically, after he sets that one up. But it's lose Raw, or I've just seen TJ's comment, Punk leaves and goes to NXT. That's what TJ just said.
That would be embarrassing.
Loser goes to NXT. That'd be the thing, wouldn't it? So yeah. What? No, TJ. Punk wins. Roman leaves WWE forever. Basically, he just said. That's what TJ just said. Stipulation.
I know this might be far-fetched, but y'all rock with me real quick.
Yeah.
We know who CM Punk is. We know that he likes to poke the bear, right?
Yeah.
He's poked the bear by trying to talk about Roman's dad to get Roman to react or to try to get him Roman's head, and it didn't work. He's tried to poke the bear with the Usos, and he got punched in the mouth for it.
Yep.
What is one way? And I want you to think lines of who Punk is and who he showed us he is throughout his career. Punk likes to go for the jugular. There's not much he could take from Roman. But there's one thing that in this stipulation he could take from Roman. He told Roman, I took your wise man. I took your cousins.
I know where you're going with that, but I don't think he would do that. I think the jugular is something much more personal than that.
Taking Roman's Ulafala is personal.
It is, but there's something more personal that he could go for. You ready for it?
What do you think?
I think he's going to bring up the leukemia. That is much more personal than that.
Well, possibly. No, I think they're going to go, but I'm talking about for the stipulation. What if his stipulation is, if I win, you put the Ulafala on me?
Oh my gosh.
Don't Roman give them ideas.
Never do it.
That could upset quite a lot of people if they went down that route, and that if they put the Ulafala on the line, and like, because then obviously then a lot of people would be like, oh, CM Punk's going to win down there and stuff like that, obviously to sort of do it that way. But
you see how many memes they'll come up with of CM Punk wearing that damn thing?
Yeah,
I'm saying, but
I'll be making loads.
That would be a jug like that right there. I don't, and y'all can look it up what the Ulafala means to the family. But for somebody like Punk, who's already paid a high disrespect to a fallen high chief, to say, I took your wise man, now I'm about to take your status, pretty much. I want you, when I win, to put the Ulafala on me and acknowledge me. It's not going to happen, but that could be a stipulation.
Could be. Yeah. Any ideas on any stipulations that they might come up with? Any ones that haven't been covered? Let's see. What else?
Rikishi on the pole match.
I still say they're going to do that damn blood. Again, Roman lost with the stipulation. The stipulation seems fitting. They're going to have Roman win with one.
Yeah. Or Rikishi in a shark cage hanging above the ring, or something basically, or like
Rikishi on a forklift. Yo, come on now.
Yeah,
the twins.
Make it good. Don't make it tacky, and just make it fun and good and brutal. I want to see a fight, y'all.
I think it should be custody of Tongaloa. Personally, custody of Tongaloa match. Well, yeah, but you suspend him above the ring in a shark cage and that, and basically, like the winner gets to have the shark cage lowered down and gets to open it up and hug Tongaloa at the end of it. That could work, can it? Basically.
All I really want to see is just the finish, and I keep seeing it in my head, which is he goes for a GTS spear guillotine.
No. Obviously, though, if like anybody else is involved, because obviously with whatever stipulation is going to be, they've surely got to. I don't know whether anyone's going to possibly come out, and then obviously Roman's going to get mad at him or whatever. But I don't know. It could be this could either be one of the greatest finishes of all time, or it could be a messy one where literally everyone gets involved like normal and stuff, and the twins get involved and everything like that.
If this become the one thing I do not want an Avenger style finish like I got at WrestleMania 40. Do not give me that. If everyone comes out to save the day, don't do that shit.
Yeah.
No, I've just seen something quite interesting. What TJ just said. He somehow said, "What if Solo is Punk's secret weapon?"
I don't see that, and I'll tell you why. Punk. Right now, he's not full. He's not full heel. Although I do think he's been a heel this whole time. But I don't see him as much disdain as he spoke about the Samoan family and calling them goblins, I don't know that he would go to Solo. CM Punk is all about doing it on his own.
Yeah.
If anything, he would go to Paul and the Vision.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I have seen that rumor going around is that potentially CM Punk could be joining the Vision, and that at some point. So I sort of then try and get back with Roman, or try and get back with Paul Heyman that way for it. You know, it boosts the numbers up, but then you know what that means. CM Punk will be injured within a month joining them, so you know that's the risk he's going to take if he joins them. He'll be injured within a month. So
by chance, if this does turn into some craziness, I do want to point something out to y'all. Seth Rollins and the Foot Clan. Seth Rollins loves Roman. He hates Philip. He said that he's going to be waiting for the winner.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins knows he has a better chance winning against Roman. He knows that, quote unquote.
Yeah.
I'm using air quotes for that. He knows Roman has yet to beat him. Seth Rollins hates CM Punk.
Well, you know, if Punk joins with the Vision, because right now we can't really call them the Vision. We can call them just them because it's only them.
They're not even the astigmatism anymore.
But
or just the, not even Vision anymore. Just the.
So if Punk joins and he teams up with them, I could see a pathway. It's going to be a real narrow one, and it'll probably be very short. I could see a pathway to where maybe your enemy is your friend type situation where Roman and Seth and the Foot Clan go together to take on CM Punk and
good work. TJ's loving the basically. He just went laughy face. I'll put that one up on there. There we go. So yes, there we go. So TJ then as well. And before we move on to the last little bit, TJ Thomas said, "Remember when Roman threatened to kick out Jay if he didn't fall in line? Punk can do the same. Make Roman acknowledge him and kick Roman out of his family. What about that as a stipulation?"
TJ, we're not doing that shit.
No,
we're not doing that shit.
We're not doing that now.
Now that would be a jugular right there.
That would be if he obviously that one. So right, so the last little bit then to cover then before we go offline, before we go off air. I'm speaking nonsense tonight. Don't forget it's almost 11. It's almost 11 o'clock for me now. So I've seen a lot of people turn around and saying, "Oh yeah, you know, either Cody or Roman's going to drop the title at SummerSlam and stuff like that. You know, they're not going to have a long run with it and stuff like that." I'm going to say this right now. That's wrong. WWE now have officially decided when Roman versus Cody Rhodes is going to be, and it's going to be in Saudi Arabia in November, basically, for Crown Jewel. So we're going to have Roman versus Cody at Saudi Arabia in November for the Crown Jewel Championship. So and they will both be going in as champions for that one, basically. So they will not be they won't be dropping anything at SummerSlam. Neither of them will. They'll both be going in to Saudi at least in November as champion.
Roman better win. That's all I got to say. He better win.
So,
I mean, you know,
I
need to shut up. I need my tribal chief to get the shut up ring.
I don't see Roman losing in Saudi. They love him over there.
No. That's been and then I can also say at the moment the current plan is Roman will go into WrestleMania next year with the championship as well. That's the current plan at the moment, is that he will go to WrestleMania 43 as champion still. So they might do what they've done with Cody, where when Roman takes a bit of time off or whatever, they might take it off him temporarily for like a month or two, and then put it on somebody else just so that they can then have a championship run, and then and then put it back on Roman. But whatever, he's walking into WrestleMania 43 as champion, and that basically. And they're going to build the whole Rock Roman match around the title somehow. The title will be a significant part of the Rock Roman match as well. Right, so
Zero.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna just throw this out there. You just said something that turned my whole brain a different direction. You said that they could take it off him for a couple months and let somebody else get a run and then put it back on him, right?
Yep.
Is it too far-fetched to think? Because I do think we're getting a Jimmy versus Punk match at some point. Just because Jimmy was the one to punch his lights out on a Monday.
Yeah.
Is it possible? How far-fetched would it be if Jimmy pins Punk? Punk goes to Mania, Roman defeats him. Jimmy now has a claim to a title match.
Yeah. Yeah.
How far-fetched is that?
I mean, it's not out of the realms. I haven't heard anything about that, but it's not out of the realms of possibility. They could do that if need be. That is potentially something that could come up in the future. Because of course, I have said to you a few times about the plans of they are going to. It's a delayed storyline where, of course, you're going to have who's going to be the next tribal chief between Jimmy and Jay, and they will feud at some point for that title of who's going to become the next tribal chief between them. But that was meant to happen this year, but it doesn't seem like it's happening this year now. So it could be potentially delayed now until the start of next year or something, or later on this year. But that's the so it could be potentially there. You know, maybe Jimmy wins the title and then Jay wants it, and they feud over that or something. That could lead into their feud there. But if anything, if they are going to take the title off Punk, if they are going to take the title off Roman and then take it off him for a couple of months and put it on somebody else, I could potentially see Seth Rollins. So you then get that Roman Seth match, and that, because if obviously then you've then got their like Seth wanting the winner of Punk versus Roman, they could make that an extended feud, and they could literally probably stretch that all the way out for the rest of the year if they wanted to. Have him say win it in the Rumble, and that, or something, or have him say win it at Survivor Series, or maybe some of that, as it would be. Hold that then until Rumble or Elimination Chamber. Roman comes back at Elimination Chamber, takes it back, goes to Mania. They could potentially do that if need be, or just to cover where Roman won't be there, because that was one of the major issues that people had, was obviously Roman holding the title whilst he's not actually physically going to be in the business.
Right.
But that way, then that's how they get around it, is they can then still have him going to WrestleMania next year with the championship, but then do like what they've done with Cody, where they then take it off him. He drops it for a couple of months, wins it back, potentially drops it again, wins it back, stuff like that, basically, just the whole thing, what they've done with Cody. It's going to annoy a lot of people. I know it is, but that's the way you get him into WrestleMania, rather than giving him that whole year's run with it. And then then Roman's not there for like 6 to 8 months for the championship, and that for that whole year, they can split it up basically and do it that way. I know that has been discussed.
There are contenders that he could face during that time and win it back from. You got Obafemi, you got Dominic Mysterio, you got Finn Balor, if they wanted to go that route. You got so much other talent there that if they wanted to, if they really wanted to, they could pass it along to these people. Braun Breaker, when he returns back from injury, and he can win it back from them.
It's anything really that they could literally go to that route, because the way which I could potentially see it going is Roman versus Seth, and then they do Seth loses that match due to Braun Breaker, the original match, and then because Triple H likes doing a best of 3, Triple H likes doing 3 matches or whatever, so they could then potentially have Roman versus Seth at say maybe SummerSlam or whatever. Seth loses that one because of Braun. And that Roman then basically has another match and stuff like that, and it extends them out, like I said, till possibly Survivor Series, and then then Seth could then potentially win that 3rd match at Survivor Series, hold the championship for a little bit, have that bit of a short run then till Rumble, drop it Rumble to Roman again or something like that. Basically, that's the way they could do it, really, if they're going to do it that way. But I don't know when or where it's going to be, but I know it has been discussed that is the current plan for them to. Well, that is one of the current plans, is for them to take it off him, have him win it back, and stuff like that, basically. Now, I don't know whether that's just going to be once or whether that's going to be twice or whatever, but that is the current plan, basically.
And that would shut everybody up from saying a part-timer holds the championship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would do, yeah. And, yeah, which makes complete sense, really, if you ask me, to why, to them wants to do it that way. So, yeah, that's that. But, well, that's all the Bloodline stuff for this week, then. Yeah, thank you once again for joining us this week. We'll be back in 2 weeks again, because we're doing this every 2 weeks, and that will be after. No, we'll be a lot closer to WrestleMania then, won't we? What was it? 2 weeks? Yeah, roughly. Yeah. So we'll be able to discuss the Roman Reigns promo and a lot more stuff as well for that one. So, yeah, anything that you ladies want to plug before we go or anything like that, really? I'm not. Anything?
I could plug my book if y'all want me to. Is that fine with y'all?
Yeah, go on, yeah.
Okay, so my book is available, guys, on Amazon.com exclusively. Just type in the name Monique Vaughn. That's Vaughan. And you can get your copies there. My second book comes out July the 21st, 2026. That is it.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Anyone else? Anything else? Or
join us Friday for SmackDown.
Yes.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. So So thank you for joining once again, then, ladies, and we will see you in 2 weeks' time. This is Zero signing out for the week, and yeah, see you next time. Goodbye.